welcome back to the Blessed channel, where we are collecting blessing stories from real people across the globe. These are stories of hope and grace, healing, celebration, transformation, growth that have been uplifting humanity. So, we are joining you today from San Jose in California. I am Ruchi Chand. I am a product design leader in the San Francisco Bay Area. I have two boys, a freshman and a sixth grader. I am also an Art of Living volunteer, and I teach the Art of Living Part 1 and the youth programs. And I'm representing the Blessed channel today with my husband.
Hey everyone, I'm Aditya Chand and Jai Gurudev. I'm a Part 1 teacher and a volunteer for Art of Living. I just organized a blessings course last weekend, and I feel really blessed to be on this conversation with you all. At work, I do product management in the Bay Area.
And I'm very delighted that we are joined by our special guests today, Suchitra and Krishna Ramdas. They have been practicing Art of Living techniques for the last 25 years. They're also silent course instructors, the Art of Living Part 2 workshop. And they actually just wrapped up a beautiful retreat, in fact, just a few hours ago. Like, I admire their commitment to the teaching and the knowledge and wisdom that Art of Living has. So with that, let's do a bit of introductions.
Yeah. So Krishna is a technologist by profession, and he has been in the US for more than 40 years. He has been researching the sciences in Vedic literature too. And if you ever wanted to learn how ancient rishis connected consciousness with astronomy, you may want to read his book, Ancient Skies and Astronomy Now.
In fact, he's written more than, I think, 6 books. And the most recent one was on Siddha medicine, on which Suchitra also collaborated with him on the copy edits and the audio. Suchitra also teaches the Part 1, Part 2, Sahaj Samadhi meditation, and the youth workshops, the Sky Kids and the Sky Teens workshops. She's also an Ayurvedic practitioner. In fact, I recently visited their home just a couple of months ago for an Ayurvedic pulse assessment conducted by a traveling Vaidya. Suchitra is also an amazing singer and musician. And music is another aspect that we are exploring in the Blessed channel. Put a pin on that, we'll come back to it in a bit.
So with that, welcome Suchitra and Krishnaji. Yeah? So let's begin. What does blessings mean to you?
Blessings, I would say, is the flow of grace in our lives. When you're facing a situation which is very challenging and you don't know what to do, and then it gets resolved, it's the grace, it's the blessings.
So I would say true blessings means that the success in the inner world equals the success in the outer world. And what do I mean by this? We put hard effort to bring money and build success in the outer world, right? And what's the use of it if our mind is grumpy, complaining, not able to enjoy the fruits of our hard labor outside? What use is it? So only if you pay attention to both the inner world, growth in it, and the outer world, then your life is full, complete. And that happens only if we have blessings. And so that's what true blessings is to me.
Totally. So do you have any stories of blessings, that has stayed with you that you can share with us today?
Oh, absolutely. Our life is just filled with blessings, I would say. So many. So I'll share one story. So this happened about 12 years ago, 2012. I was leading a follow-up for children in the Art of Living Center. I was playing games with the children. And then I had a fall. I fell down and I fractured my wrist. and I had to go to emergency. I was in extreme pain. And then, I went to the hospital and they did an x-ray. And then the orthopedic surgeon, he told me that the wrist bone is shattered into tiny fragments. And he said, we'll do a surgery immediately. Like in an hour, I'll get the table ready and we'll do the surgery. He said, that's the only way you're going to get the movement back in your wrist. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to move your wrist because it's a very complicated fracture. And then the next day, we were scheduled to fly to Boone, North Carolina, our Art of Living ashram. Right? It was Guru Purnima, Gurudev was going to be there, and we had a flight to catch. So I told him that, can I do the surgery after I come back from my trip? And he was not happy at all. He's like, no, you need the surgery. Your bone is really shattered. You really need the surgery now. But I really wanted to meet Gurudev. So I requested him. I said, I'll put a cast and I'll go. I'll come back and I'll do the surgery. And I called up a teacher and asked for blessings. And, I got the blessings, and the surgeon, he very reluctantly agreed to it. So I flew the next day. I had a cast from here till here. And then I flew to North Carolina. And then it was an amazing week spending the time with Gurudev. We were there for Guru Purnima. And then, of course, I met Gurudev. And then, he saw my, hand. And then he said, everything will be fine. He said, you just put Shakti drops, So I said, where do I put it? Because, there's a cast here. So he said, just put it in the tips of your fingers. And that's what I did. I was in a lot of pain. But, he had said that. And then, I was just in total faith. And then I came back and then, went back to the doctor. And then he cut open the cast. And then they did an x-ray. And then he was amazed. He said, it's healing so well, you don't need the surgery.
He did the X-ray again.
Yeah, he did the X-ray. And he was astonished. And I remember he went and called a colleague of his. And he said, take a look at this. Just look at this. It's healed. She doesn't need the surgery. And they put the cast back on. I had it for another 4 weeks. But, it's pure grace and blessings of the Master. I met him, and then, I was saved from this big surgery.
So magical. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is, amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, that is so incredible. Yeah, Krishna, you wanted to share a story.
Yeah, I have a blessing story too, which is quite amazing. My parents, they lived alone in Bangalore. My mother is still there. And my dad was in his late 80s, and he was fighting different kind of infections in the body. And we had gone to help him out with different things, doctor visits and stuff. And it so happened that, he got a infection in one eye. And so I took him to the eye specialist, and they did all the checks, and they said, it's bleeding inside his right eye. So he called me aside and he said, we have to, he might lose the right eye vision. We have to try and save the left eye, because at this age, it acts sympathetically. Yeah. So, and he scheduled the surgery couple of days later. And we were coming back to the US in, 2-3 days after this surgery date. So we decided to go to Gurudev, meet him, take his blessings. And so we went to the ashram, we met him, and all of a sudden Gurudev was asking about my dad, and I said, his eye surgery is tomorrow. He said, what happened? So we explained this bleeding thing, and he said, I don't think he needs any surgery, you go talk to the Ayurveda people in the ashram. So, and then, we did that because he just said, so we spent time finding out the right person and talking to them. And then he gave certain medicine, and then, we had my dad take the medicine for 2 days, and we went for a recheck, the checkup before the surgery. And then the doctor was amazed. He said the bleeding is completely stopped. In another 24 to 48 hours, the blood is going to drain. I see that it's progressed well, and he went on to have a good vision till his death. And it's just like something that I feel amazed about, that kind of blessing, because we didn't go necessarily for fixing anything. We just meant to just take his blessings. And it's amazing, he gives not only blessings, along with it he's also giving guidance and next step and next step. It's so amazing. So amazing.
That is so incredible. Just hearing you both, like, these are like, it's like, sounds magical. It is magical, right? Healing, so much of healing, so much of grace, that's so incredible and so beautiful. And talking about grace, I'm just reminded that you're both like silence course facilitators, and that course itself is like so full of grace and so full of gratitude and inner peace, right? So maybe my next question would be like, what motivates you? What inspires you, or what motivated or inspired you towards being a silent course instructor, or what inspires you?
See, the silence course retreat, it's a deep, immersive retreat. It's a complete reset of the body mind complex. The course is designed so beautifully. Every aspect of the course is designed to settle the mind. Years before I became a teacher, I was doing a silent retreat. And then after one of the meditations, I'd gone so deep, I just opened my eyes, and I remember looking at the teacher and thinking, wow, what a gift to be able to give this experience to others. Right? So when we teach and then you see that transformation, people being, so touched, that motivates you.
Yeah, the before and after, that transformation is so
Absolutely.
real. Yeah. So Krishna, what do you think? How has silent retreats, like, how do you think it helps the world?
I didn't have to wait for my silence retreat to get inspired. Of course, it re-inspired me. My first inspiration, which still remains alive even today, is the very first Art of Living Part 1 program, where we learn the Sudarshan Kriya. I had a very hectic schedule at work, and life was very busy, and I had to take 6 evenings off to go learn Sudarshan Kriya. So with the first 2 Sudarshan Kriya, I could sense that, there is something very, very magical about this simple way to breathe different. Just for less than half an hour, 40 minutes. I could sense it was like total transformation for me. And one of the first things I asked the teacher at that time was, do you have anything for children? Because it was like, why can't we teach it to children? Because, why do we have to wait till 30, 40, 50 years, right?
Yeah.
And so that inspiration never left me. And so we stayed on, and we went on to become volunteers. And it's just through grace that Gurudev couple of years ago, he said, both of you start teaching silence course. We were not expecting that, he was going to say that, but, it's like, it's amazing teaching the part one, teaching the silence, teaching the Sahaj Samadhi, each one of those programs, it's total inspiration to get people to connect back with themselves, get people to connect back to their own true nature, which is so lovely. We are all so lovely inside. That's you don't need any more inspiration than that, right?
Totally. So actually, we heard your Art of Living story, how you started. But Suchitra ji, do you have any, like, how did you get started with Art of Living?
Yeah, so he did the course first, and then he said, "This is amazing, you have to do it." And I was like, "Everything is good in my life, I'm good." So, but I said, "Okay, I'll try it." And then I did the course in Bangalore. And the funny thing is, the course was taught in Kannada, and I don't speak a word of Kannada, or nor do I understand. So all I remember of the course is there was this huge picture of Gurudev.
Ah,
And I would just stare at it and I could just, feel the presence. There was just
yeah,
something I just kept, it was a 6-day course. I would
yeah,
just keep staring at that photo,
yeah,
you know? And then, of course, the Kriya was amazing, and, but all I remember was that presence.
yeah.
So that was how
Amazing.
I.
Earlier, the course used to be 6 days, right?
6 days,
Now
right?
it's like part
Yeah.
one over three days, 9 hours. It's complete. It's so incredible how beautiful it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, there's so many things happening in the world today. What advice would you have for people? Krishna ji, maybe you can answer that for us.
Yeah, I would just tell anybody who I come across to just explore, dedicate like even like half a day, spend some time with a art of living teacher, right? And just learn something. Even just sitting with them is a blessing. And the Gurudev has created 35,000 instructors around the world, and he has a big vision. And so I would just tell people, especially if somebody is like uh, feeling down, and there are so many people feeling lost, just take some time, just couple of hours. See, how your conversation goes with the instructor, and then decide, oh, okay, this guy seems to be genuine, or this lady is so full of so much of truth, and so let me explore. And I am sure, that interaction is going to bring them to sign up for the programs. And that's it. The blessings start with joining the part one, like you all know already, right? You have
Yeah.
also experienced it.
Yeah. That's so beautiful how you're saying, like, just by interaction, with an art of living instructor, like we communicate so much with our presence. And that's enough, for any individual to just go back to, oh, so what are my roots? Like, what is my own self, and connect back to it. And art of living, like Gurudev has given us so many programs and techniques to connect back to our own selves, as you very nicely shared. So beautiful. So satsang, or music, listening to music, it's like coming together around music. It's such an integral part of art of living, and the blessed channel too right now. So maybe this question's for you, Suchitra. Can you please share, like, how you got inspired by music, maybe how you got into music, or maybe, any blessing stories related to music that you may want to share? I've grouped a couple of questions together for you, all music related.
Yeah. So I'm a trained musician. I've been learning music since I was a child, so I know the power of music. When I started attending the Art of Living satsangs, the bhajans, they're so uplifting, so energizing. And we've been hosting satsangs since many, many, many years. Bhajan satsangs at home. Music is something that, the bhajans, it unites people. Everybody comes together. And when we have satsangs, the atmosphere is simply amazing. You drop all your worries, everybody, you just drop everything, and then you're just in that space. You feel so uplifted, right? So we've been hosting these satsangs for years now. And music is truly something that connects and unites.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so vibrant, right? So, as we are coming towards the end of our segment, Suchitra, it would be really amazing if we could hear a song from you. It would be such a privilege and honor. And we'll go on mute. We'll sing along with you, but on mute, so the sound comes appropriately on this recording, if
Oh,
that's okay. Yeah,
sure.
awesome.
Narayana Hari Om, Satyanarayana Hari Om, Narayana Hari Om, Satyanarayana Hari Om, Govinda Krishna Hari Om, Gopala Krishna Hari Om, Govinda Krishna Hari Om, Gopala Krishna Hari Om, Narayana Hari Om, Satyanarayana Hari Om, Narayana Hari Om, Satyanarayana Hari Om, Govinda Krishna Hari Om, Gopala Krishna Hari Om, Govinda Krishna Hari Om, Gopala Krishna Hari Om, Narayana Hari Om, Satyanarayana Hari Om.
Yay!
Amazing. This
Thank
was such
you
an
for
amazing.
giving us an opportunity.
Thank you.
Totally. It was our pleasure to have you both. Thank you so much for both of you for the time. It has been a privilege to learn from both of you, and just being there in your presence, singing along in the satsang right now, and also in different places. So it's just amazing. Thank you so much, and Jai Gurudev.
Thank you. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you, Jai
Jai
Guru.
Gurudev.